GOP is currently running the same playbook that they ran in Israel-Palestine about the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and you shouldn't be listening to anyone who doesn't see that and wasn't speaking about it while it was happening over the course of the last several years related to Israel-Palestine. And I want to be clear that I neither engage in nor believe in rhetoric that makes light of death or murder. But the playbook of punishing people in the case of Charlie Kirk for pointing out that Charlie Kirk has extremely violent rhetoric and has encouraged the very behavior that ended his life. And in the case of Israel, that Israel is engaged in the kind of ongoing occupation and genocide that they accuse the Palestinians of being engaged in or wanting to engage in. But like the playbook of trying to convince everyone that the real harm is pointing out who caused the harm, it is ramped the fuck up in the Charlie Kirk scenario, where MSNBC commenters have already been let go for saying things like hateful words lead to hateful actions, as if it is the root of gun violence that someone points out that someone who just died by gun violence spent their entire life fighting to allow gun violence to be prioritized over human life. But even more specifically, the pop-up of a doxing website for people who are saying things about Charlie Kirk. Like here is an example of what is on the Charlie Kirk doxing website right now. This post got a private citizen put on the doxing website, sharing this meme on a story on Instagram about how the United States seems to care more about Charlie Kirk's life than all of the school children whose murders he was actively advocating for. And for those who aren't familiar, this is the Canary Mission Playbook, which is a website that exists where basically anyone who's ever done pro-Palestinian advocacy while they were in college or graduate school or professors gets listed on this website, and many people refuse to hire them over it or are pressured to fire them over it. And many of the people who now are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this Charlie Kirk doxing website exists, spent the last 2 years being extremely silent about Canary Mission and about Israel-Palestine, and are even now suggesting that people not quote unquote confuse the issues by talking about broader liberation and colonialism as we are resisting Donald Trump. And if that is the level of someone's analysis, because I don't think there's a sinister plot, I think those people are stupid. I think they're dumb. I think they are missing something very obvious. And that doesn't mean there's no normative goodness in being better about seeing really obvious things. But you should not be listening to people for your strategy or your suggested action items if they could not put together that these things are connected. Because many people could. And you should